The question isn't whether the new wave of weight loss drugs works to lower the number on the scale. The question we must ask ourselves is, what is the actual biological cost to your body when you override your own survival instincts? Today, we are going to look past the hype and uncover the physiological price tag that no one is talking about. We are often sold a solution that looks perfect on paper or perfect on a blood test, while ignoring the profound systemic shifts happening underneath the surface. You might be wondering, is there a middle ground? Can I manage my weight without sacrificing my muscle and gut health? The answer is yes. But it requires us to understand the machinery we are tampering with. We need to move beyond the simple idea of calories in, calories out, and understand the complex dance of hormones that keeps us alive. In the next few minutes, we are going to explore 5 critical health truths about these treatments. We will move from the uncomfortable physical side effects to the deeply complex hormonal shifts, ending with the ultimate revelation about how your body is actually supposed to work. And please, do not skip ahead to the end. The final revelation, revelation number 1, is the master key. It explains the specific biological switch that these drugs flip, and understanding it is the only way to truly reclaim your metabolic flexibility for the long term. If you want to navigate your health years with eyes wide open, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We are building a community of critical thinkers here. Who's takik important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. Let's begin with something many people experience almost immediately, which we'll call insight number 5. The traffic jam effect. You might have heard that these medications slow down digestion. That sounds benign, perhaps even helpful for staying full. However, we need to understand the magnitude of this slowing. The primary mechanism of GLP-1 is to delay gastric emptying, the rate at which food leaves your stomach. For a senior whose digestion naturally slows with age, this can create a significant challenge known as gastroparesis, or stomach paralysis. Consequently, food sits in the stomach for hours, or sometimes days, longer than it should. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your digestive system is a busy highway. Normally, traffic flows smoothly. Cars, representing food, enter, travel down the road, and exit at a steady pace. Taking a high-dose GLP-1 agonist is like a construction crew suddenly shutting down 3 out of 4 lanes. Traffic doesn't just slow down, it backs up 4 miles. The cars sit there, fermenting, causing bloating, reflux, and severe discomfort. In some cases, even after the construction crew leaves and you stop the drug, the lanes don't fully reopen because the signaling system has been dormant for so long. This isn't just about feeling a little queasy. A paralyzed stomach means you aren't absorbing nutrients efficiently, leading to a cascade of other issues. If you are experiencing this, it is your body screaming that the traffic flow is critically blocked. This leads us directly into our next point, key strategy number 4, which involves recognizing the silent renovation deficit. When appetite is suppressed chemically, you eat less. That is the goal of the drug. Yet, there is a massive difference between eating fewer calories and eating fewer nutrients. When you cut your food intake in half, you are also cutting your intake of protein, B vitamins, electrolytes, and trace minerals in half. As a result, over time, your body begins to show signs of what we can call micro-starvation. You might see hair loss, extreme fatigue, or brittle nails. Think of your body like a house that is constantly under renovation. Every day, you need a delivery of bricks, which is your protein, mortar, which are your minerals, and wood, representing vitamins, to repair the roof and patch the walls. If you stop the delivery trucks because you aren't hungry, the renovation crew doesn't stop working. They just start stripping materials from the living room to fix the bedroom. Your body starts leaching minerals from your bones and organs to keep your heart beating. Now, if you are currently managing a reduced appetite, whether from medication or just natural aging, it is especially important to approach your meals with strategy rather than volume. Focus on nutrient density, getting the most bricks into the smallest truck. And, as always, It's wise to discuss any significant dietary changes or supplements with your doctor to ensure you aren't accidentally creating a deficit. Moving deeper into the biological impact, we uncover crucial secret number 3, which I call the vitality thief. This is perhaps the most dangerous side effect for anyone over the age of 60. The data shows that a significant portion of the weight lost on these drugs is not fat, but lean muscle mass. But why does this happen? When you have a chronic suppression of hunger, your body perceives a state of scarcity. It thinks you are in a famine. Thus, your body, in a desperate attempt to conserve energy, lowers your basal metabolic rate and sheds expensive tissue. Muscle requires a lot of calories to maintain. Fat does not. So, the body dumps the muscle to survive the perceived famine. Let's use an analogy of a retirement savings account. Your muscle mass is your 401k. It's the reserve you rely on to keep you independent, mobile, and safe from falls as you age. Now, when it comes to maintaining muscle, it's especially important for us to approach movement with awareness. If you are considering adding resistance training to your routine to combat this, please remember to start gently and listen to your body. Some strategies, like simple bodyweight sit-to-stands or carrying groceries, can be wonderfully adapted for consistent, gentle progress. This loss of muscle sets the stage for insight number 2, the thermostat effect, also known as metabolic rebound. This explains the terrifying yo-yo effect many experience when they stop the medication. We often think that once the weight is gone, it stays gone. However, because we have lowered our basal metabolic rate and lost muscle, our metabolic engine, our body is now burning fewer calories at rest than it did before we started. This means that when the appetite-suppressing drug is removed, your hunger hormones don't just return to normal. They roar back to life to compensate for the lost time. Your hunger returns to 100%, but your metabolism is operating at 70%. Imagine your metabolism is the thermostat in your home. While on the drug, you force the thermostat down to 50 degrees to save energy. When you stop the drug, you expect the house to warm up comfortably. Instead, because the furnace, which is your muscle, is broken, the house stays cold, but the fuel bill, representing your hunger, skyrockets. You end up gaining the weight back rapidly, and sadly, you usually gain it back as fat, not the muscle you lost. This leaves you with a higher body fat percentage than when you started, a phenomenon known as sarcopenic obesity. And now, we arrive at the ultimate revelation number 1. This is the core mechanism that explains everything we've discussed. It is the story of the hormonal symphony. To understand why these drugs have such a high biological cost, we have to look at the 2 main characters in your metabolic story, glucagon and natural GLP-1. Natural GLP-1 is produced in the gut only after you eat. Its job is temporary, to tell the brain I am fed, slow the stomach slightly, and help store energy. It is a fed state hormone. Conversely, glucagon is produced in the pancreas when you have not eaten. Its job is to mobilize energy, burn stored fat, and keep your blood sugar stable. It is a fasted state hormone. But, and this is the critical part, these drugs are agonists. They mimic GLP-1, but they do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They tell your body you are in a permanent fed state, even when you haven't eaten. Therefore, because the fed signal is always blaring, the fasted signal, glucagon, is permanently suppressed. You never truly switch into the mode where your body naturally cleans house, mobilizes fat efficiently, and repairs itself. Think of your metabolism like a beautiful symphony orchestra. For the music to sound right, the brass section, representing GLP-1, needs to play loudly sometimes, and then get quiet so the strings, representing glucagon, can have their solo. These drugs are like taping down the keys on a trumpet, so it blasts a single high note forever. It drowns out the strings entirely. The music, your metabolic flexibility, is ruined. The ultimate goal for your health isn't to tape down the trumpet key. It's to teach the conductor, which is your body, how to balance the sections again. This means eat a nutrient-dense, real foods that trigger a natural GLP-1 spike, and then allowing enough time between meals for glucagon to rise and do its cleaning work. That is survival biology working for you, not against you. And there you have it, our game-changing revelation number 1. It might seem counterintuitive to think that shutting off hunger could cause so much internal noise, but as we've explored, the impact it has on your hormonal balance is truly remarkable. That is why we saved it for last. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We moved from understanding insight number 5, the traffic jam in your gut, through the silent renovation deficit of nutrition, and the vitality thief stealing your muscle. We looked at the thermostat effect of rebound weight gain. And finally, we arrived at the truth of the hormonal symphony. Each one of these is a stepping stone to understanding that true health comes from balance, not from overriding the system. Which of these truths resonated with you the most? Was it the realization about muscle loss in crucial secret number 3? Or perhaps the analogy of the orchestra in our ultimate revelation number 1? I would honestly love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into the biological reality of weight loss drugs valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for a fantastic group of healthy seniors. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.